Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to How Much Did They Make? The game where we look over different indie games on Steam to try and have our two industry professionals guess how much money did they actually make. Now, as we always discuss beforehand, we do not know the exact money that these developers made. We are just using a formula where we times the amount of reviews by 50 to presume that they have made that many sales and taken Steam's cut. So it is an estimation, but it's generally pretty good. Okay, so today our two contestants are player number one, Miguel, our resident streamer, and as known online as BitBrain, just Miguel for the ladies.
Hello everyone.
And player number two, we have the Game Boy developer turned game man, Quang.
Hey there.
Right, so the only other rule that you need to know about is one of the games that we have in round one has made more money than all of the other games combined. This is our high baller. Now, if either of the guests can guess and swear before we come up with the price, if they can declare it, they will get an extra 2 points, which can be make or break in this game. Okay, so to start, so you both understand the rules, or are you both ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. Okay, so I have them pre-recorded this time. So this is the introduction for the first game. Game number one, Super Duper Party Pooper by K-Bros Games. Have you ever wanted to poop on partygoers, but were too socially awkward to just go for it? Well, Super Duper Party Poopers is about to change all that. In this follow-up to the smash hit There's Poop in My Soup by Rudder Games, the player will find themselves in the middle of a raw story of existential panic. Super Duper Party Pooper is a rhythm-based party pooping simulator that has players chomping down on as much food as possible to the beat of the music. The more food you eat, the more poop you create, much like real life. The player then unleashes those poops onto the party crowd, trying to rack up as many points as possible, allowing them to unlock new locations and bonus features. There are parties out there just begging to get pooped on. So, what are you waiting for? Play Super Duper Party Poopers today! Okay, so the game is, did you both hear that okay? So,
Yes.
but because this will probably go out through the holiday season, most of the games are going to be on the theme of parties, and a lot of them are going to be co-op games. So this game is Super Duper Party Pooper. Right, so let's discuss.
First of all, that title is very catchy, so it's maybe offensive, maybe not. So it might catch some attention. Definitely, this sounds already like something people would talk about.
It's the kind of game that wouldn't get on any other medium apart from Steam. What do you think, Quang?
Yeah, so definitely the title of the game grabs your attention for sure. I don't know how many scatological-based games there are out there, but I feel like there's probably quite a niche market for it.
Well, this games company specialize in scatological games, with their first one being, I've forgotten the name of it, There's Poop in My Soup, which apparently was a smash hit. So they have an audience. So would you play this game? Would you buy it?
I can kind of imagine that you invite your friends, and then as a gag or as a joke, you show that game or let your friends play, and as a party game, so to speak. I don't think people would buy that seriously. Like, oh, now I want to play this game. I have like an evening for myself, But I think it has the joke factor. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this sort of game appeals to obviously a certain audience, probably a lower age range. Like I can imagine kids really enjoying the idea of poop in their games. You think about the South Park stuff with Mr. Hanky and things like that. Some people find that funny.
I found, well, to be honest, I found it funny. So it's not just kids.
Know your audience.
There is, I quite like the point that they point out during the reflection. They go, you have to eat more food to produce more poop, much like in real life. Okay, so here comes the big question. Miguel, I'm going to start with you. How much do you think this game would have made?
In total. So I think this is either super successful or not successful. I don't think this would be a game where you sell a couple of thousand digital copies and that's it. Or, either a few dozen or 100,000s. So I think, since I've never heard of that game and it was not, I never got a suggestion of those kind of games on Steam anywhere. So I would suggest is almost nothing. So I'm gonna say £750.
£750. Okay, right. Quang, what do you think?
Just remembered actually, one of the relationships I had, I made a game for my girlfriend at the time for her sister. So she did the artwork and I made the game, and it was called Bow Pig Poop, where you're a pig that had to catch bow and then poop in a bucket. So actually there is an audience for poop games. So with that in mind, I'm going to go £1,000.
£1,000. Okay, so are you guys ready?
Yes.
Super Duper Party Poopers made £10,073.
Wow.
£10,073. So
I'm making the wrong sort of games. I need to do more poop games.
You say that, but 10,000, I mean, Quang, you actually develop games for a living, unlike us two. If you produced a game and you ended up making £10,700, would you consider that a success?
If I made it in a weekend, then yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see.
For a game jam game, this sounds highly successful.
Yeah.
If it's a game jam game, it sounds like one.
It isn't. I wouldn't say it's a game jam game. These guys have produced it. Now, it's not amazing. The graphics leaves a little bit to be desired, but the suggestion is that their expectations was more than that. Okay.
I think I wouldn't spend much more than maybe a month making it, and for £10,000 for a month's worth of work, yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I mean, £10,000 for a month. I think, yeah, possibly. Actually, it could well have been a month. I mean, especially full time.
I also think they scoped it, so I probably think they time boxed it. That they said, okay, let's try to make something in a limited amount of time, because I cannot imagine they spent like 1 or 2 years on building this.
No. Do you know what? They must have made a profit from it, because I really don't think they would have done the first one, There's Poop in My Soup, and then it being a failure, have then gone, we can do better. Let's make Okay, right. So that is 1 point to Quang. And we are on to game 2. Game number 2. Tea Party Simulator 2015, released by Power Up to the Maximum. Ever wanted to be a tea party extraordinaire? Well, now you can. Brew the tea, pour the tea, serve the tea, serve biscuits and cakes. Try not to mess up too bad, or your guest will get angry. Find the hidden Easter eggs. You know, all that good tea party stuff. Each new level brings its own challenges you must overcome on your quest to become the ultimate tea party master. Comes with an original tea party mode and now a mode 2 for the whole new tea experience. Don't miss out. Buy it now. Tea Party Simulator 2015 TM. Tea Party Simulator 2015 TM. Quang, what's your first impressions?
So again, I feel tea parties are also another niche market, but I know that obviously Britain's built on tea, so there is a precedent for this, I think. So yeah, maybe they did all right. I think so, maybe.
I've got a feeling it's a bit down the surgeon simulator side of things. So what do you think, Miguel?
It's actually interesting. So first of all, it says 2015. So currently it's 2020. So 5 years have passed. So this is already an indicator how long they were on the market with that game. But also they mention an update. So this means they already sold some copies so they could work on an update, potentially. This is how it sounds like. So they didn't abandon the project. So it sounds to me that this was somewhat successful, but also the idea of a game where you can create or craft your own tea. Crafting games are highly successful, and it actually doesn't matter what you craft, as long as you can create something in the game like tea or cookies. This might be highly addicting, and people might actually really celebrate that. So this is my first impression, basically.
The bit that gets me is I don't see a huge demographic overlap between people who like to throw tea parties and game sort of proper gamers. It's like, but I mean, I'm always quite amazed that like certain games like Farmville and stuff like that, and all of the sort of relaxing sort of cutesy thing, they always take me by surprise. So there could be, but I mean,
yeah, I think the target audience is more the audience that would also go for mobile games. You know, these games where you own, I don't know, a kebab shop and you need to build kebabs or hamburgers, that kind of games. I think this is the kind of audience. So I would say a younger audience or much older audience, primarily, I would say. And by much older, I mean, sorry to be offending, between 40 and 50 years old.
See, I like to try and not give it away, Quang, but your backdrop does definitely age you. Okay, so Quang, anything to add? Because you're going to be the first one up.
But yeah, like you were saying, I think there is an audience for this sort of thing. Like I think games like Cooking Mama and things like that, people like to organize these management sims. Obviously, I don't know how the game plays. I just know the idea of it. But there's an idea. There's a market for it, I believe.
Well, the game. This is another sort of juxtaposition where I think it might be. The game is like Surgeon's Simulator, as far as I can tell. But you're sitting across from a teddy bear and you're trying to throw a tea party. You know, that's where it sort of loses me, because Surgeon Simulator, there is a real juxtaposition between being awkward at doing something and doing something where someone might die, because it's like so the stakes are really high. If you're an awful surgeon, it's inherently funny. But a tea party, like on the teddy bear, I quite like it if it was like really posh people. So you were spilling tea over the faces of like aristocrats and sort of stuff like that would be quite fun. But the teddy bear, I don't know. But actually,
sorry. The thing that I'm currently unsure about is what's the goal of the game, right? They say design your ultimate tea party, but I assume that the refund rate would be quite high if there is no real goal in the game, and after 10 minutes it loses the catch, you know. And this is quite unclear to me. So I'm not sure if the game really sold that well.
Okay. Well, I do officially. So I will hand it over to Quang. Quang, what's your prediction money-wise?
Based on tea being what makes this country run, I'm going to go £3,000.
£3,000. Are you going to high roller it?
I don't think so. I don't, not there yet.
Okay. Right, Miguel, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm a bit. I would say £6,000.
£6,000. Okay, so let's see. Tea Party Simulator 2015 made £172,577.
I told you. I was unsure, but I was about to make a ridiculous guess. I wanted to say like £200,000, but then I went for the low one.
Oh, wow.
Again, I must quote, this is based on reviews, so it may not be accurate. But that's 1 point each, so that's one to Miguel. Right then, so you ready for number 3?
Yes.
Right,
Definitely.
okay. Game number 3, Dead End Job by Ant Workshop Limited. Dead End Job sends you into a madcap Ren and Stimpy-esque world to bust up ghosts. It's a procedurally generated couch co-op twin-stick shooter that straps a vacuum pack to your back and puts a plasma blaster in your hand. For you, it's just another day in the office. Okay, so to remind you, that was Dead End Job. It is a couch co-op shooter in a Ren and Stimpy style kind of style. So what's your first thoughts?
So I actually know the developers who made this.
Okay, right. Well,
but I don't know how well it sold.
Okay, well, tell us about the developers, because all information you have to really share with Miguel.
I've no idea.
So I've showcased my game many times at many events, and the guys who did Dead End Job also have showcased at the same events as I have. It's a very polished product. It's a great game. If you think Ghostbusters meets Ren and Stimpy, you're not far off. I think it's a high-class product, and I think the developers have put a lot of work into it. They also did some great marketing for it, I think. So I think I might even choose this as my high roller.
Okay, this is going to be your... Well, okay, so... so Miguel, what's your first thoughts about the game based off of the premise? Because we're looking at the premise here, but that's you've got similar information to Quang now.
So I already assumed something. What Quang said, that it's a high polished game and quite sophisticated, because they mentioned couch co-op and procedurally generated. So these are the buzzwords you want to hear when you are looking for a game with your friends to play on the couch, you know, because you want always a different experience. And I think proc gen games are quite popular, but also probably tricky to build. So I also assume this might be a more sophisticated product. This is my first impression. And also it's cultural, like pop culture, Ghostbusters, and everyone knows ghosts, everyone knows Ghostbusters. So this is something that immediately catches the attention of people who read the tagline.
Okay. Right then, in that case, it is it's Miguel, you're first up. What's your prediction money-wise?
Before I do my prediction, I just want to know, Quang, how many people are in that development team? Do you know that?
So I know Tony, who is the main developer for it. And now we hired a lot of people in to help. I don't know how many, to be honest. But it's still a small team. I wouldn't say more than 5 off the top of my head. I may be wrong with that, to be honest. But off the top of my head, I would say about 5.
What would be quite good is you can go away and find out how accurate we were.
Yeah.
Now, I will quote that it's only Steam sales that because we're doing the formula off the back of Steam sales. If it's gone live anywhere else, then that wouldn't be, I'd have no idea. Okay, so Miguel, give us a number.
Okay, that's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to go quite high. I'm going to say 2.5 million.
2.5 million. Okay, is this your big hitter, your high roller?
Definitely. 2.5 million might sound a lot, but when you divide that by the amount of developers and also all the extra costs, it doesn't, after a year or so, that money is not that much anymore. So, and obviously you want to build also new games. So I think that's quite reasonable.
Okay, yeah, I mean, games definitely make that amount. As Quang.
Yeah, so thinking about spending 2.5 million, well, grossing 2.5 million is pretty impressive. I don't know if it made that much off the top of my head. I would say it did well. And I'm going to choose this my high roller, but maybe I won't aim as high as that. Let's go 250,000.
250,000. Okay, you guys ready?
Definitely.
Yes.
Dead end job made. £14,866.
Okay.
What?
Right, now, bear in mind, I don't know what platform's got out, inaccuracy in it, but the thing that gets me is it's a couch co-op. I really feel that when I was watching a marketing speech on what's the name in couch co-ops and like puzzle platforms and stuff like that, anything that requires you to have a large group of friends around to play it together, it's such a smaller market. It's a really, really small market. Now, it's likely they did better than that, but they weren't getting many reviews, and reviews, sales follow reviews. It's hard to know, and they might have done better on, if they'd gone onto consoles, which would be my presumption. I believe they do a lot better because Steam tends to be PCs. So those are sort of my thoughts. That if you're on the Switch or something else like that, then you probably do very well Switch or a bit. Yeah. So you both use. What's your thoughts, Craig?
So my recollections of the game obviously are based around showcasing the game at an event. We were part of the Tentacle booth together, and they always had a great presence. So I would hope they have done better than that. Obviously, we don't know for sure unless we ask them. But I'm surprised it wasn't that figure wasn't higher.
Yeah. Do try and find out if you can contact them, it would be great to know if they how much they made plus what they made on other platforms, because I think that's a really interesting thing, because the polish clearly it deserved to make more than this but that's the story of game dev these days. I mean, you can bring a Minecraft out and make billions, and then you can create something incredibly polished and nobody wants it. And couch co-ops are just hard sell. Okay, right. So that means 2 points to Quang and 1 to Miguel. Okay.
Obviously.
Right. Who's right? So you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Game number 4. Attack Cockroach, Save the Cake by Wang Chong. Use your mouse to tap the screen to eliminate cockroaches and save the cake. After the game starts, we'll show a cake on the right-hand side of the screen. From the left side of the screen, there will be continuously running out. I will climb to the cake on the right. Players need to click with the mouse cockroach. Then, click will be destroyed. Successfully reaching the cake, it will consume the player's HP. When the player's HP is 0, the game is over. Try to eliminate more embarrassment.
All right.
There you go, guys. Try to eliminate more embarrassment.
Can I just say, Edward, I probably need you for my next game as a narrator or something.
May I say that this game has been translated from another language?
Yeah. So that was my first impression. That sounds like a Google Translate.
Yeah. But that's the sales pitch. That is the legitimate sales pitch. It's called Attack Cockroach, Save the Cake.
It also has all the play instructions already in the pitch, which is it mentions screen and tab.
Now, for this, we have a review. I thought I'd share one of the reviews with you. Okay, so here we go. K2M Red recommends. My dollar was well spent. The invigorating gameplay, along with the beautiful visuals, combined into a spectacular experience. The amazing character design and the flawless controls are only a few of the many charms this game provides. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Now, to be honest, without hearing the rest of the reviews, I can't tell if the review is legitimate or not.
It is a review. So,
yes.
It's definitely there.
It might be the best one out of the thousands of negative ones.
Out of the millions of reviews, it's just atypical of all of the I decided not to pick one of the famous people because that would give it away. But
the thing, this sort of game could very well be the next Flappy Bird. It does what it says on the tin. You know, stop the cockroaches, save the cake. That's you know what you're doing with that. It's simple enough, and if it is entertaining enough, it could have gone viral, and people could have enjoyed it. Who knows?
It's possible. It is possible. You've already used your high roller though, so you'll have to. Yeah, I think you've got all the information you need now. Miguel, you went first last time, didn't you? So it's now Quang's. So Quang, can you put a number on this?
But to be honest, after saying that, it doesn't sound like this game, in my mind, wouldn't have done well. So I'm going to go with, you know what? Let's give him £100. Let's say he made £100 on it.
Okay, £100. Miguel?
So it mentions that you have to click the screen. And you also mentioned Flappy Bird. And what made Flappy Bird actually so successful is that you literally could sit on the loo playing it with one finger, or you could sit in the tube playing it with one finger, and you just had to tap the screen anywhere, and it was on your phone. This one is on your computer, and you actually have to move your mouse and hit little hitboxes on the screen. So I don't see how this can be a viral hit or something. So I'm gonna go similar, but since it has some reviews, I would say 70 quid.
Okay, right. So we have £70 from Miguel. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
Attack Cockroach, Save the Cake made £173. So, another point to Quang.
Nice.
3 points, right. Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, I'm pretty sure that one made a profit. It was, it's like, you feel sorry for Dead End Job if they didn't, but that didn't look like it took too long to make, put it that way. Okay, right, so next one up. I'm just going to see if I can turn this up 1 second. No, I'm not. That'll take too long. Let's go. Right. Game number 5. Stab, Stab, Stab by S-Bug Games. Stab, Stab, Stab is a brutal physics-based couch multiplayer fighting game where you stab your friends until they pop. Play as an explosive flesh bird with a razor-sharp beak. Up to 8 players in local multiplayer with both controllers and keyboard and mouse. Visceral, physics-based combat. Battle it out against your friends in versus mode. Team up in survival mode against the mindless hordes of coronavirds. Stab, stab, stab your friends. Okay, so that's Stab, Stab, Stab. Now, I do have another review for you this time, so to give you a bit of a thing. Review by Bat Prince. Discussing tumor-ridden flesh birds with long stabby beaks may be the stuff of nightmares, but they make for some awesome fun couch party games. Lots of gross power-ups and game modes and ark! Review by Doug Walker. I like to watch them grovel in pain and suffer. You got 2 reviews there, but I thought. So it is
telling, yeah.
So, what do you think? What do you make of this game, Quang? What do you think?
So if I heard correctly, did you say Corona birds?
It looked a bit like that to me, but it may be pronounced differently, and I've just got the virus on my mind.
Okay, so I'm wondering if it's a game that was made as a reaction to current game and current trends. I know games like Humans Fall Flat or Gang Beasts. Gang Beasts, is that right? Yeah. Physics-based fighting games are quite funny to watch and enjoyable to watch. So, maybe there's something there, but I feel like this is a cash-in game, which may probably not done as well as it would like to have.
It was before the virus. It was.
Okay.
It was 2019. It came out. So, it doesn't reek of the virus. I think it was my pronunciation. It meant something, but it looked like Corona to me. What's your thoughts, Miguel?
So I also think these physics-based party games are always fun. You can see that with Fall Guys, for example, right? But I don't see how... The first problem is obviously the age restriction. So I don't see this game being accessible for children or for younger audiences. I mean, like 12-year or 11-year-olds. So I don't see the parents buying that game for their kids. And also, I think slash games have their audience, but they don't then want to play a party game.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know.
It's it's not something you show to your gran. It's not something you bring out at Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So who was up first last time? It's your first, aren't you, Miguel?
Yeah.
So how much do you think?
I would say £250.
Okay, £250. Quang, what's your number?
It's so hard to do this because, like, just hearing about it and not seeing it, it's hard to judge the polish of it, judge how it looks and how it grabs someone's idea, someone's eye when they're looking through the listings. So,
should almost have 3 phases, shouldn't we? We have ones you got to do blind, ones where I share the link and you guys get to pick it apart.
I think game sound would be awesome, just to hear the sound.
Yeah, just audio.
we did the same. If there's a good trailer, I would often sort of include that in there. But the problem is a lot of them are just music or they're illegible, and so I sort of summarize down the. But yeah, next time I might try sharing the actual Steam pages so that everyone gets to discuss it. But the problem is that gives away too much because.
Sure.
Yeah, because you get as soon as you see how many reviews it has, then you can figure it out.
I guess the other option is to maybe share some screenshots or some footage.
Screenshots might work. Okay. Anyway, what do you think?
As a bad pun, as a stab in the dark, I'm gonna go with £200.
£200, right? Okay. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
Stab, made £4,116. Now, when you talk about polish, it isn't amazingly polished, but after watching the video, it really looks like a fun game. Out of all of these, this is the one that I was like, oh, I want to play that.
Okay, that's already good.
It's that physics-based fighting games that are quite fun.
Yeah, and it looks like it's done well. I mean, the crazy bird concept and stuff like that, when you watch the video, it looks like it works. It really does. It's the kind of game I'd like to do at a couch party, as some kind of party. So that is 2 points to Miguel and 3 to Quang. Right, so the final, we've got a couple more. Right, so let's go through them. Here we go. This is game number 6. Game number 6, Party Hard by Pinkerley Games. It's 3 a.m. Your neighbours are having a loud party. Stop them. Party Hard is a tiny build award-winning stealth strategy game about ruining parties by any means. Party Hard has a semi-procedurally generated environments and focuses on unique ways of killing people. In the greatest tradition of stealth games, your main goal is to not get caught, while silently picking off unsuspecting victims one by one. Party Hard. Stop the party. Right, so that is Party Hard's. And I'm getting a feeling Quang. Right, well, okay, so Miguel, what's your first impressions?
So it kind of reminds me of when I grew up. I played games like Commandos, Bad Neighbors. So these were like games made in Germany. And those games were stealth games. And for example, Bad Neighbors was a game where you had to break into your neighbor's house, screw it up, and you had to... the longer you could basically stay undetected, the more points you got. And it was very thrilling, and it was also quite dark.
This was a computer game, right?
Yes, and it was like a 2D side-scroller game.
Oh, right. Because when you said that, I was thinking like we played like run up and knock on someone's door and then run away. I thought you were saying you broke into your neighbor's house, started messing stuff.
So you in this game, Bad Neighbors, you had to break into your neighbor's house and you had to hide there as well. And that game was massively successful. It was in the early 2000s. And I can see that games like that, where you have to do something illegal, but it's legal in the game's context, and it's something very thrilling, and because you don't want to get detected or caught. So I see a huge hook there, where people are like, oh yes, I want to try that. But in order to try that, you need to buy it. So I think people will actually buy that game.
Okay. So, Quang, have you heard of this?
I've not actually heard of it, to be honest, but I do like the concept of it. In my mind, I'm picturing like a Metal Gear Solid sort of go in and stealthily kill your neighbors sort of thing going on. So, again, the concept is a great concept, I think. So, depending on how it's executed, it could be a great game.
Right then. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to push you, Quang. You're first up. How much do you reckon this game made?
I'm gonna go in, let's say, 15,000.
So we got 15,000. Miguel?
I'm gonna go higher than this. I'm actually gonna say 80,000.
80,000.
80,000. 80,000.
Ah, right. Okay. 80,000. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Party Hard made £1,520,000. And it is today's big hitter.
Ah.
There it is.
I thought I gave it away that it won an award. I thought I shouldn't have left that in. But this game has a lot of buzz around it, and it looked like it was a good game.
Yeah, the thing with awards is that some of the games have like a few hundred downloads, and they get some award that's like made up, you know. So it's not always telling if it's like a huge seller, like what kind of award. If they would have said, I don't know, like a famous gaming award, then obviously it sells millions.
I think the
Tiny Build is right.
Tiny Build is a pretty big gaming award, isn't it?
I didn't hear the title. Sorry, I didn't hear the award.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, Tiny Build. Yeah, they're known in the industry for sure.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Off the top of my head, I thought I've heard of this game. I just couldn't picture in my head, but yeah, now that you mention it, it makes sense now.
I was thinking you'd know it, Quang. I was thinking giving the game away.
I know this.
I'd gone too famous. I hadn't heard of it before, but the concept's great. I mean, I've been in the situation where neighbours who having a horrible party and just wanted to murder them. So he really sort of struck a chord as far as
I might actually download that game and play it. It sounds really like something I wanna play myself. Yeah.
But that does mean that you guys are head to head with 3 points. So, final one before our quick fire round. And you guys are ready? Let's go.
Yes.
Game number 7. Hot Shot Burn by Artifact Mundi. Gladiators, welcome to the bloody arena, where paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and shotgun beats everything else. Hot Shot Burns is a top-down, hilariously violent party brawler where space gladiators compete in a galaxy's ultimate televised blood sport. Grab some popcorn, invite up to 4 friends, and experience crazy couch battles full of ridiculous flukes and insane skill shots. Remember, it's showtime. Hot Shot Burn. Okay, so that's Hot Shot Burn. A 4-person co-op. Above. Miguel, what's your first impressions?
This is a game where it almost sounds it lives and dies with its polish and art style and music and action. So from the description, it sounds like a very generic game, insert party game, and only like the gameplay can speak for itself. So for example, if I imagine like a pixel art game with lots of explosions and super cool electronic guitar music, that kind of stuff, I can imagine it being super successful. But when it's like a more boring gameplay, then obviously not. So it's very difficult for me to decide for a result.
Okay. Quang, what's your first impression?
Yeah, I have to agree with Miguel there. It has that sort of feeling of it's a bit of meh as in terms of ideas go. It's not bad, and it's not a bad idea. It's not doesn't jump out at me either. But I say if you execute this correctly, this could be an amazing game. Like if you look at something like Hotline Miami, and have it sort of like that, where it's fast and it's visceral, and you're battling it out, that could work quite well. But it's hard to say without a game. Without playing the game, it's really hard to say.
Okay. So I'll talk about it a little bit afterwards, but I think we're gonna need to go to the prices. So Miguel, could you give us a prediction?
Oh, that's difficult. I'm gonna say £20,000.
20,000. Okay, and Quang?
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they executed really, really well on this. Let's go higher and let's go 30,000.
30,000. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Hotshot Burns made £33,352.
Wow.
Well done, Quang. What's interesting about this one is, and the thing is, because I picked party and co-op, the games, a lot of them are a little bit similar, but this is a very similar game to what I think Dead End Job is, and it made twice as much, but still I think for the level of polish that was in it, it's not really enough money to justify the work that has gone on into it. Much like Dead End Job, I think this is a very well executed. And after reading the reviews, the interesting things is the reason this probably did better was because it allowed an online multiplayer sort of side to it. But all the reviews are basically saying the game's dead because no one's there. Saying the game's brilliant, but there's just not enough people playing, so you can't get in on the game. So I think that's what a lot of these co-op things suffer from, where if you have a Flappy Birds or something like that, it's so much more accessible that it's a different scenario. But that is officially the end of round one, and it's still tight. Miguel, don't be disheartened. There is still everything to play for. The quick fire round can change everything. Okay, so I am going to note down how many we got. So we got Miguel is on 3, and Quang is on 4. Okay, so this time there's no discussion. I am just going to play the introduction. Then we're going to go one by one between you two, and you're just going to give us a number, okay? And then we're going to go on to the next one afterwards. Right, so Miguel, you were first last time, so Quang, you're first up. So, ready? Quickfire. Quickfire round. Number 1, Muddle Dash. Join your friends on a mad as a squid couch multiplayer race to the most bopping octopus party of the year. Slap your friends down with your tentacles to wrestle the only present out of their grasp and to make it to the party first. Guaranteed to make you smile. Quang, can I have a number?
Oh, £2,000.
2,000. Miguel?
1,000.
1,000. Muddle Dash made £4,642. Another point to Quang. Cake. Little Cake needs to escape from this world. Use your mouse to jump across the obstacles. Can you help him, please? Action-adventure game where you play as a jumping piece of cake. Miguel.
£8,000.
8,000. Quang.
Oh, I'm going to £500.
Cake made £1,144. Another point to Quang.
Yes.
Laser Party. Laser Party is an online, local, friendship-ruining party game with a unique laser combining system. A top-down shooter where the last 2 players survive. Let your friends know who you like the least. Right, who's next? Is it?
I'm going to go with £1,000.
£1,000. Miguel?
£750.
Tactics.
Laser Party made £1,044. It's Miguel again.
No, I'm going to lose.
House Party is an open-ended social simulator mixed with a point-and-click adventure inspired by classic comedies of the 90s. Every decision changes your story and every character has something to reveal. There's also a button to take your pants off. Miguel.
£3,000.
Quang.
2,500.
House Party made $3,939,000.
Wow.
It's a point to Miguel.
No way.
BFF or Die. BFF or Die is a cozy/crazy couch co-op puzzle game for 1 to 4 players. As time-traveling aliens, you've sent on a risky rescue mission to Earth. Use your gadgets collaboratively to overcome dangers and survive as a team. Quang.
Again, I know the developers.
Just make a guess, no discussion.
£5,000.
Miguel.
I also know the developers. £8,000.
BFF or Die made £6,743. That's Miguel, I think. Yes. So that's 5,000 and 8,000. So that's close to Miguel. Right. Epic Loom. Dive into the bizarre world of Epic Loom, a quirky physics platformer for up to 4 players, playable in couch co-op or battle mode. An offbeat tribute to classic sci-fi movies. Players need to lead a group of aliens trying to kill humans. Miguel.
£12,000.
£12,000. Quang.
£3,000.
Epic Loot made £8,491. And so that goes to Miguel. And that is our final one. Okay, guys. So, at the end of this tournament, in second place is Miguel with 6 points. And in first place is Quang with 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Okay. Yeah, party hard. Made a lot of money. You see what having a button to take your pants off can do.
I think that made the selling. I think that was the selling point. I'm serious. Like, yeah.
So if you're my age, you remember a game called International Karate Plus, and in that game you pressed the T button, his pants fell down, and that was the best thing in the game.
Yeah, I was. I wanted to put that in the as the high roller, but it just wasn't that interesting a game. It was okay, but it didn't look like it. I mean, didn't look like it deserved it. Well, anyway, that's the end of it. Thank you so much for playing, and Quang, we'll have you back for the semi-finals if you're up for it. And Miguel, I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Thank you so much, guys, and I will sign off there. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.